This is my digital literacy narrative. A program that I used when I was younger that I chose to represent my digital literacy narrative is AOL Instant Messenger, or AIM. AIM was very popular when I was in elementary and middle school. In my town, at least, it was how people kept in contact with each other outside of school. When you set up an AIM account, you have to create what is called a screen name. That is the name that represents you and how you will come up with on other people's buddy lists. My first screen name was Lil Sports Freak 94, and my second was XX Baby List 4XX. Very embarrassing. Your buddy list is comprised of all of your AIM friends. When you double tap on someone else's screen name, you could start a conversation with them. You can also separate the people on your buddy list into categories such as girls, guys, best friends, family, etc. Other popular features on AIM are your away message and your AIM profile. If you're not by your computer, you can put up a message that your buddies will see. People would write eating dinner, be right back, or something of that sort as their away message. Your AIM profile is something that you customize with different fonts and colors that describe something about you. In their AIM profiles, people would include quotes, names of their friends or significant other, and maybe an inside joke or something personal about themselves. Lastly, on your AIM profile, you can include a picture. Some people would make their picture a photo of themselves, and others would just put a random picture of their choice. As computers started to advance, AIM began to include video chat. Similar to FaceTime and Skype, video chat allows you to come face to face with the person that you are talking to. A cool feature on AIM video chat is that you can invite several people into one chat and all talk at once. The reason I picked AIM for my digital literacy narrative is because it was the first program I ever used online to communicate with others on a daily basis. After school, I would go right on AIM. Everyone had AIM. Instant messaging was the cool thing to do. Using AIM introduced me to lots of different things about the internet. It showed me how the internet is distracting and can consume a good amount of your time. It taught me that you should be creative with what you put on the internet. Making a screen name reminds me of creating either a Twitter or Instagram account. This is your personal account and you want to make it so that it accurately represents yourself. AIM showed me that you can run into controversy on the web in several ways. If someone gets access to your information, they can try to contact you. It could cause an issue if they are trying to harass you. Also, because you are not talking to people face to face, they can misperceive what you are saying. It is easy to misunderstand someone through the computer and take what they have said the completely wrong way. Using AIM at a young age allowed me to become familiar with typing. I became a more proficient typer while using AIM. It made me more comfortable with the computer. AIM also was a great way to keep in contact with people that were far away. When I was younger, I went to sleepaway camp for 7 years. All my friends from camp lived in either Long Island or Connecticut. I would constantly keep in contact with my camp friends through AIM. Using AIM was the start of my online usage. It was the first program that I really enjoyed online. I thought it was fun to create a profile on my own that represented me. AIM is the program I am choosing for my digital literacy narrative because it was where my love for the internet began. When I think back to the time when I was obsessed with AIM, I realized my days would consist of going to school, then going home and logging right onto my computer. I would spend hours on AIM, and if God forbid I had to step away from the computer for a little while, I would put up an away message and return back to the computer desk as quickly as possible. When I first started using AIM, it was the only program I was a part of. The only thing I would do on the computer besides instant message was play games online. It is interesting to think of what I use the internet for today and what I used to use it for. Today I do all my schoolwork on the computer and use it for research assignments and email and Blackboard access. Back in my middle school days, I solely used the computer for games and to add friends to my buddy list. Chatting with friends over AIM was a positive thing. My middle school boyfriend and I became close on AIM because we started to chat every day. My friends and I would have fun talking to each other online for hours as well. One particular thing I remember liking about AIM was that you could message a robot whose screen name was Smarter Child and it would respond with comical responses. While I do not see many things wrong with using AIM, there are obviously downsides and risks to anything you do on the internet. Today, I definitely do not think AIM is as popular as it used to be. With all the new technologies and apps, there are several other popular ways to keep in constant contact with your friends and family. Text messaging, phone calls, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Snapchat, and more. AIM is definitely not a popular program today. However, during the time that I was an active AIM user, I think it was a good way to keep in contact with people. Talking with people online can definitely improve your literacy skills. Personally, I find I learned the correct spelling of words and the meaning of words through reading. When I was younger, I would read a lot. Through simply reading through pages of a book, my vocabulary and spelling ability improved. A program such as AIM or even something such as texting can help people in a literacy aspect. On the other hand, programs such as AIM can hurt your literacy skills. A lot of times, online people like to abbreviate words or phrases, LOL or what about or WBU, which is laugh out loud, or what about you, are common abbreviations people will use. When people become accustomed to using these abbreviations, it may stick with them. Using abbreviations can transfer into your everyday writing. Some people may get lazy on their academic work and find themselves submitting papers with abbreviations on them. Another problem with AIM is exclusion. While most people are enjoying themselves online chatting with friends, others may not even have a computer. Computers are obviously very expensive, and families may not have the means to purchase one. It is interesting to see how communication has evolved over the past 10 years since I started using AIM. I did have a cell phone at the time, but it was a tiny flip phone that could only be used for texting and phone calls. Even then, I still preferred to go on AIM to chat with my friends. Today, majority of people own smartphones which allow you to do anything and everything in the palm of your hand. Using AIM when I was younger was a great way to stay in contact with my friends. After interviewing my mom about AIM, I realized that it was the perfect program to represent my digital literacy narrative because I used it daily when I was in middle school. I used AIM for at least 5 years and can actually still access my screen today. I am grateful that I had the opportunity to experience AIM as it began and shaped my digital literacy practices. According to Wikipedia, AOL Instant Messenger made its debut in May of 1977. Wikipedia explores the unique features on AIM, such as the robot users that will respond to you personally. This is a direct quote from Wikipedia. AOL and various other companies supply robots on AIM that can receive messages and send a response based on the bot's purpose. For example, both can help with studying, like Study Buddy. Some are made to relate to children and teenagers, like Spleak. Others give advice, and others are for more general purposes, such as Smarter Child. Lastly, on March 6, 2008, AOL announced that they would be releasing an AIM application for iPhone and iPod Touch users. This is a free app, however, there is an app that you must pay for, which includes no advertisements. I'm surprised they made an app for AIM, being that it's not a popular program today. In Reingold's text, he mentions that when using the internet, we should be mindful of what we are doing. We should use technology for purposes that will only benefit us. AIM definitely strays away from productivity. Unless you are using AIM for business reasons or to chat about school assignments, AIM is pretty distracting and counterproductive. Reingold also mentions that you should have network smarts. In my interview with my mother for my digital literacy project, we discussed the dangers of not only AIM, but being on the web in general. You never know who can be on the other end of an account. People lie all the time on the internet and can be fooling you online by pretending to be someone they are not. Also, whatever you put on the web can be easily accessed by anyone. Finally, in my interview with my mom, we review that AIM was a positive and a negative thing in my life, but I'm glad that I had the chance to experience it.